Hi, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny Colorado. Always warm, always sunny. Sometimes Colorado. Today is March 2nd, 2025. It's a good day. And it's just one of many, many days we've had over the last 10 years. And you got to have some true grit to be in this industry. There are good days, there are bad days. We've been through all of them together. And I enjoy these days a lot and I live for them. But it's important to widen the aperture, see the forest from the trees, and realize that we as an industry have a lot of work to do. In the coming months, there's going to be a great opportunity for us to work together as an industry to be able to create pro crypto legislation that will make America the best country in the world to found, fund, and run a cryptocurrency project. What this will translate to is a fundamental change in global regulation. Everything from MiCA to the Middle East and all the things in between uh, will change and become far more pro crypto. Effectively speaking, that a window will open up for all markets, TradFi and Web3, to merge and to create a single global economic layer that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with principles baked into it. There are a lot of standards out there, and we're very competitive in this industry. And of course, as one of the creators of Cardano, I'm a little biased when I say we have the best solution. But the reality is, there's plenty of fine people in Solana, XRP, in the Bitcoin space, in the Ethereum space, and the world is a very big place. It's entirely possible for many to coexist in harmony with trillions of dollars flowing throughout these systems. What matters the most is that these systems have integrity and principles, and they never forget where they came from. Decentralization is the heart of who we are as an industry. We must always preserve and protect it wherever we can, however we can, because we have to make sure that these systems have built within them oversight, auditing, checks and balances, as well as strong guarantees that when you use them, no matter who you are, you get the same usage of the wealthy and powerful. This is the most transformative technology, not just financial technology, in our lifetimes. And it's already started dramatically changing the financial lives of hundreds of millions of people, soon to be billions of people. Moving forward, we are going to see the largest companies in the world begin to adopt cryptocurrencies. Once there is an opening of the regulatory window, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and others will enter the space. You'll see in your iPhone a wallet turn on. You'll see in Facebook a cryptocurrency wallet. You'll see in Android cryptocurrency capabilities, the same for Windows, which can hold pretty much anything. This will bring 3 billion customers into the space. It's going to become very easy to KYC people. It's going to become very easy for transactions and commerce to move at the speed of thought. We are at the dawn of a new era of the cryptocurrency industry, one where we won, and we have to deal with the consequences of winning. We can never allow the rails to become compromised. We can never allow middlemen to suck all the value out. And we can never allow the systems to divorce themselves with the philosophy of why they were created in the first place. This is why I believe in Cardano so strongly, because we worked really hard over the last 10 years to try to build a system that preserves and protects the integrity of the cryptocurrency space as a whole. In the coming months, as I mentioned, legislation is coming. Stablecoin is first, and then market structure after that. Many people will be involved in this process. I've always been a creature more of the legislative branch than the executive. And so I have a stronger role and remit there. And I've already begun meeting with certain key senators and starting the meetings in the House. And there will be more to say in the coming months about that. The White House is pretty crowded these days with a lot of people wanting to get involved with the process on that side. And we know many of them. And I think they're doing a fine job. In a balance of power, the United States, for those who don't know our system, the legislative branch writes the laws, the executive branch signs them. Thus, much of the innovation has to come from the Senate and the House. And there are many diverse interests at the moment, many things to consider. And the most fundamental question that has to be asked in the legislative process is not whether a cryptocurrency is a commodity or security, but rather a recognition that if we had regulated the internet in 1991, We'd have the best email system in the world, eschewing the concept of Amazon and Facebook and Google and YouTube and all the other wonders that came as a result of allowing innovation to take its course. We should not be so hasty to fit a cryptocurrency into the categorization of a commodity or a security. It's an entirely new thing. Cryptocurrencies are the stem cells of human value transfer, whether it be intellectual property or real estate, whether it be a security or something else. A cryptocurrency, a digital asset, can represent pretty much anything. Furthermore, they can even represent your intent, what you want to do tomorrow, what you want to buy, who you want to vote for. We've never seen assets as general purpose as this and blendable as these because they also could be combined with your identity, thanks to the DID standard, which we pioneered in the United States with many international partners through the W3C. These great innovations mean that we have a grand regulatory challenge. The Securities Exchange Act of 1933 was published 92 years ago. I remember talking about it with Secretary Kennedy, and he said, I know a lot about that because my grandfather was the first chairman. I said, wow, that's a legacy. The president who signed it in law was FDR. And so we look to the executive branch and we understand that they are coordinating an all government approach. The law and policy that's passed could last 90 years, just like the Securities Exchange Act, and will cover many presidents and many administrations, which is why it's vital that the legislative branch take its constitutionally mandated role in Article 1 and be heavily involved at every step, making sure that we build a system that's durable and useful for the decades to come. I do believe that they're up for this challenge. Having many conversations with many people in that branch, not only are they excited about the opportunity to create something new, they're also excited about this is the first time ever that our financial markets through the cryptocurrency space can be blended with the financial markets of the world as a whole. For those of you who don't know how central banking works or exchanges work or securities work, the world lives in a series of Westphalian buckets divided up by nation states. And there's a world of difference between value transfer and activity in the UK than there is Germany, than there is the United States. Being in the cryptocurrency space, we don't differentiate things. When you send ADA or Bitcoin or Ether to somebody, it doesn't ask you, well, where's it going and what regulatory set is it under? It asks you for a cryptocurrency address. That's it. And when you build a financial system like this is so radically different from the way that we've traditionally looked at financial assets and radically different from the way we've looked at capital formation and aggregation and value transfer. It does require foundationally new concepts. The fact that we could be the world leader in this is a major step forward because that translates to the next $20 trillion in economic growth becoming an American industry. Excuse me. And I want to make sure that we're part of that. This translates to millions of jobs. This translates to a 5% or greater GDP growth. And more importantly, it translates to this idea that these systems have freedom embedded within them. I think it's very important that not only do we have a global system that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that system, like the US Constitution, protects one's freedom of association, commerce, and expression. These are immutable things that are God given, and they can never be forgotten and they can never be discounted for the short term convenience of politics or avarice. They must be preserved and protected. And unfortunately, no one person is able to carry that torch, regardless of their personal virtue, as we've seen time and again with human rights. The advantage and the singular unique opportunity of the cryptocurrency technology, of the blockchain space, is its ability to promote and protect human rights of the users. Because simply put, you go from don't be evil to can't be evil. That's why after 15 years, I'm still here through all the ups and downs, all the bad days, and these good ones we get occasionally. Cardano's going to be fine. As I said before, we have the best roadmap, and there's a lot of amazing things that are coming. And yeah, some people have taken advantage of when we were down, and we'll remind them of that when we're up. But now is not the time for such things. Time is for partnerships. The time is to work together, to be gracious, and the time is to get things done. We have to get Bitcoin DeFi. We have to get interoperability between the chains. We got to get midnight out. We have to keep our eye on the prize. We have a limited window of time as an industry to set standards that humans will have to live with for the majority of the 21st century. I do believe we're in the room and we have an opportunity and a say. And we're going to be in the room on the lawmaking process, where and when necessary on the executive side. And internationally speaking, because Cardano is a global project, I'll also remind people that we regularly engage with Singapore Monetary Authority, the FCA in the UK, the ADGM in Abu Dhabi and Vara in Dubai, the JFSA in Japan, and dozens of other regulatory bodies, because this is a global project. And while I do reside in the United States and I have a buffalo ranch in Wyoming with 800 buffalo running around trying to kill me, and I love this country, and when I die, my bones will be buried in this country, and I'll always be an American. It's not lost on me that Cardano is, always will be, a global project because it has touched the lives of people in more than 100 countries. There's no greater reminder than that, of that, than when we had our constitutional convention down in Argentina. As I gave my speech, I looked out into a sea of flags, 50 of them from 50 different countries, and more importantly, the faces behind the flags. Every single one of them was carried in from somebody from those countries. That made me proud to know that we were able to bring all those things together. An old, sometimes young, Hawaiian born Wyoming rancher who's proud to be an American was able to have an opportunity to bring people from 50 countries together and let them live out their dreams. That's a beginning. It's not an end. It's just the end of the beginning, closure of a chapter. The book is not finished. We're still writing it. We got a long road ahead. There's a lot more to do, a lot of technology, a lot of policy. We're in it to win it, but I think we will. And that gives me so much pride because it means that maybe, just maybe, we'll get out of this funk and tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday. I'd like to live in a world of hope and optimism again. And I'd like to live in a world of love again, where people care for each other and people want to work with each other. That's ultimately what this is about. It's not about money. It's not about the winds of the days or the behavior of the markets. It's simply put just about a world where the technology brings us together. It doesn't drive us apart. And the technology helps us live out our dreams instead of destroying them. So thank you all for sharing this good day with us. I'm proud of your true grit too. We earned this by the fact that we showed up on the bad days. And there will be more to come. I can promise you that. But at the end of the day, we will get there. We will win. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.